again with Collision Hub, and we're on the opening day of the NADA show in San Francisco, and we've managed to find some familiar faces for the collision industry, and we've stopped by the ASE booth to talk a little bit about what's going on in 2011 for ASE and some changes that you may or may not be aware of. So Tony, thanks so much for taking time with me today.
Well, Kristen, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, I've heard that there's a change a little bit in some DRP arrangements where ASE certification is what most of the insurance companies are accepting. Can you explain that to me a little bit?
Sure. Actually, it's always been true that if you look at the DRP arrangements, that ASE certification was one of the acceptable qualifiers. But just recently, Allstate Insurance was the first one, decided to incorporate our Blue Seal of Excellence recognition program as a qualifier for the DRPs. Basically, what the Blue Seal of Excellence recognition program is a requirement that at least 75% or better of the certified professionals working on the vehicles must hold ASE certification. That's the first rule. The second rule is there must be at least one individual on staff that has certification in all of the different areas. Now, there are 4 areas of collision repair that have to be covered. That could be one individual with all 4 certifications, or 4 individuals with 4 different certifications. So you can mix and match the qualifications any way you want. The nice thing about it is the certification is good for 5 years. So once they do qualify for Blue Seal status, that gives them that locked-in DRP arrangement for a 5-year period before they have to recertify. And again, ASE actually audits all of the shops every year to make sure they still have the certified professionals on staff, which is what the insurance companies, I think, like. They have a qualification that they know is being audited in an ongoing fashion to make sure that the shops still meet the criteria.
Yeah, I know that's great. I know my perspective, I would go in serving a shop and look at all the certifications, and then maybe that technician changed jobs next month, and my paperwork in my file was no longer correct for that repair facility.
Well, and this is true, and that's why we audit them. We want to make sure that the technicians that they claim to have on staff are still there. There is a self-reporting process that they can do throughout the course of the year. But what we found was actually, since it's only 75% that is the requirement, there is some wiggle room in case they hire someone new or someone leaves and they have to replace them. So we do give them a bit of a grace period in order to catch up. But most of the shops that we are dealing with already qualify for Blue Seal status. In fact, that's the one thing. When we talk to collision repair shops, they call us and ask about the qualifications for the program. They're often surprised to find out that they already qualify. A lot of their technicians already hold ASE certification. So if you're a shop that has ASE certified professionals, and if you do the head count and notice that 75% of them are ASE certified, and between them they meet all of the areas that you offer service in, and you already qualify for Blue Seal status. It's a very simple process.
Of course, you're already there. You talked a little bit about the 4 levels for the collision repair, the 4 different. Can you hit a little bit of a high level of those and break those down, those 4 for us?
Well, the 4 areas of collision repair that we certify are structural repair, non-structural repair, obviously painting and refinishing, and then there's a mechanical and electrical test that the shops, one individual in the shop covers to make sure that they have someone qualified on the mechanical repair side. Brakes, steering, and suspension, that sort of thing. And interestingly enough, there's 2 ways to get there on that, because if they hold the ASE mechanical certification, that qualifies as well. So they could have one mechanical technician on staff along with collision technicians and still meet the requirements. There is one additional requirement. If they have a full-time estimator on staff, then they must also have a B6 estimator damage appraiser certification to cover that. But again, that only applies if they have a full-time estimator on staff.
I've taken that B6 class. It's really great.
Oh, it's wonderful. A lot of the insurance industry is actually having all of their damage estimators pass the damage estimator test. So it's been growing in popularity.
Now, another exciting thing that you guys are doing is I hear we're getting away from paper and pen.
Yeah, this is a real big deal for ASE. For the first time in its almost 40-year history, we will not be testing in paper and pencil after this year. The last 2 test administrations for paper and pencil testing are this May and this November. The first of our new computer-based testing will be unveiled in July of this year. And actually, we made several improvements to the program that are going to make it even more valuable. The first and most obvious is you get your results instantly. When you finish taking the test, before you walk out of the test center, you know how you did. The second thing, and perhaps most importantly to the shops that are using ASE certification to qualify for their DRPs, is the fact that starting in 2012 in January, we're going to be testing 2 months on and 1 month off all year long.
Wow.
Traditionally, ASE has offered 2 major test administrations in the spring and the fall. That meant you were 6 months away from taking the test.
Right.
We added computer-based testing a number of years ago, but unfortunately the test partner that we were using, it cost twice as much as the paper and pencil testing, which was a real downer for a lot of shops. Now, with our new testing partner, the computer-based testing costs the same as paper and pencil testing. It's more available. We actually have more computer-based test centers available than we have now under the old system. Again, instant results. There's just a whole host of things that our certified professionals have been asking for over the years that we've answered in this one thing that changes over computer-based testing.
Right. It sounds like you really have listened to the voice of the repair, because when you sit down with them, they're interested in cost, what's it going to cost me to stay certified, and what's my time commitment into that certification. And you guys have really covered it with both things, with the blue seal and the 5 years, and you're doing the auditing for them, and then now you're letting them take them in a computer format.
Well, and that's true. And actually, like any other organization, ASE has to provide value to the certified professionals, otherwise why do it? And we have some very interesting research that hopefully we'll be talking about very soon that shows a concrete connection between increased productivity, better first fix accuracy, a whole host of improvements the certified professionals have over their non-certified counterparts. So the value proposition is definitely there. What we've done is improved what we're doing, made it more accessible. And I think they're going to find that everyone who's taken the computer-based test so far loves the format. They'll never go back. The only real objection they had was that it was twice as expensive. Again, we've addressed that. Now it costs the same as paper and pencil. So we basically reduced the price down. There's no reason not to try it.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an exciting year for ASE, and I'm really interested in some of those statistics when you get ready to share them.
Absolutely.
So we'd like to have them. Well, I think the NADA show is going to be a great show for you guys.
It is for us. The dealers obviously represent a fair amount of our certified professionals. Here we get to talk to the dealer principals, the folks that are actually behind wanting to have their technicians certified. We also get to speak to a number of the service managers, and in some cases, the service directors for the large multi-chain dealerships. So we have things that makes the whole ASE certification process much easier for them, like batch registrations and a whole bunch of career management tools that would help them manage multiple locations or a large single location, checking on their technician certification, seeing who needs to be certified, kind of making sure that they're getting the most out of that investment, and again, making the whole process of managing it much easier.
So that gives you a high-level view, even for collision repairs with MSOs. I can have a high-level view of my technicians, to know where they're at.
Absolutely. In fact, along with our changeover to computer-based testing, we're actually introducing a new customer relationship management system, CRM. We'll be enhancing the program that we call My ASE, which up until now has been an individual way to manage your certification credentials. Starting when we launch the new CRM system, probably this June or July, you're going to be able to have a My ASE for business. So you'll be able to list, if you have 12 technicians, you'll be able to list all 12 technicians in your business My ASE account. And again, know what they're certified in, know when they need to recertify. It's just a better way to manage everything.
Right.
And again, with batch registrations, etc., it'll make the process much easier.
Is there a sharing feature in that where a repairer would be able to share that with their DRP manager?
Oh, absolutely.
And let that insurance company be able to see at any given moment what's...
Sure, and that's one of the advantages. That's why we're doing it. For example, with one printout, you can qualify to an insurance company who's certified in your shop, what they're certified in, verify all the credentials. It makes it very, very much easier than it is now.
Yeah. I can tell you, as a former DRP manager, that would make my life a dream. And sorting through certificates and doing head counts, trying to see if those people are still employed. So
yeah, well, like everybody else, we're trying to leverage the latest computer technology to make the whole process more streamlined. Hopefully, we'll succeed in doing so.
Well, you guys are doing a great job. Like I said, it sounds like you've already addressed the voice of the repair, what they've been asking for years. So I know they're going to be very excited when they learn all that you guys have to offer. And I hope the show's great for you. And thanks for taking time with me today, Tony.
Thanks for having me.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye.